Alright, so welcome back everyone. We're going to be doing the tail today and the horizontal stabilizers. We might get to doing something else if we aren't too long into the video already. But just to recap from last video, we did the wing box, as you can see here. Looking pretty good, if I say so. The wings as well, also looking pretty good. And yeah, and by request, I have downloaded the screencast keys thing, so you can kind of see what I'm clicking here and whatnot, what side of the mouse I'm clicking, whatnot. So yeah, so today we're going to be doing the tail. That's what we're going to start with. I did go ahead and edit the cockpit windows slightly, so they do look more natural now, and the surrounding area a little bit. Yeah, so they are looking much better now than what they were before. Probably still a little bit of editing we can do there, but anyways, let's just get this tail started here. So again, I'm just using the same diagram as before. Now, it's probably not the best way to do it, but if you are lacking information or better diagrams, then this is probably what you're going to want to use. Usually you'll want a diagram that has all these different numbers and inches for each rib of the tail section. But yeah, so this is just what we're going to deal with today. We'll set the 3D cursor there. We'll start again with the cylinder, 32 vert. Just set it to 0 for now. And what we're going to do here is match this side up with the closest side on this, with the where it intersects the fuselage there, and as well as up there. Doesn't matter about the shape of the cylinder at the moment. So we'll go with something like this. We can drag it up into there a bit. And then, yeah, so from the top view, let's see, let's drag our diagram back a bit. We can shape this somewhat accordingly. Again, I did actually scale this diagram down just so it could match up with what we already had, just so it could match with the wings last time around. So I'll adjust that again just enough so we can shape the tail off of it. Cool. Scale it along the x-axis, and then from here we can kind of start building out. Most tails take a very similar shape. It's basically the same process as doing, say, the wings, kind of getting that airfoil kind of shape, but this time it's going to be symmetrical and not different like the wing here. This time it's going to be symmetrical all the way around. So something kind of like this, maybe not as wide. Can adjust this a little bit. It's going to get thicker, of course, as we get up. As we get up around here, probably get thicker. So something like that for the base of the tail. We'll hit scale now, so we get our scale in there. And now we're just going to drag this back so that it matches up with the point here of the tail. Always make sure to have your pictures on the side as well, on another monitor or the same monitor depending on what you got going on. So the top of the 787 tail slopes down a bit. So it's actually sloped but flat to start with, and then it slowly starts to curve out as it goes. So something kind of like that to start us off. We can probably go ahead and just angle this so that it does match up with the points here and there on the tail, or on the where it meets the fuselage. I'm actually going to go ahead and smooth it, auto smooth, and now from here we're gonna build outwards. One thing we can do is set where we're scaling from to the 3D cursor here, and I just kind of like to zoom in on the very back vertice, set that as the cursor, and then build out there. And you will notice that this won't be perfect. Obviously our X is not at 0 anymore, so we're just going to set that back to 0 for every one of these we do. Same thing up here. I'm just going to zoom onto that, just so it kind of sustains that linear profile towards the back. Make another cut. Actually, I didn't set that back to 0. And what I'm doing to select that whole loop is just Alt and then clicking it. That selects the whole thing. So we'll build that out a bit. And we'll just make this one a little closer to the top. I forgot to set that to 0 too, didn't I? Yeah, it's at negative 13 meters. Okay. Back there we go. And I would say something like this looks good. So that's the tail starting to take shape. If we go to the front view, you can see that it slopes in ever so slightly. And now down here we go. We're just going to pick a point for where this starts to slope out. I would think about here. Pick a spot there. And I'm going to say there is a good place to land that cut. And now, yeah, I guess we'll just leave that in the middle of the two. Set that back to 0. I keep forgetting to do this. 0, 0. It's not going to be perfect. Every time we scale these, they're not going to be on the same x-axis point. 0. But once we set that to 0, it will be, of course. And we'll make another one right about there. 0. You're going to want to make a fair amount here. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this one and just bridge these. Just because we're going to subsurf it here in a second, just to make those edges really smooth. So yeah, so at this point, what we're going to do is select this whole back edge, and we're going to make an edge crease, wherever that is, here, just so it holds that edge when we do our subdivision. And we're going to get rid of the ends of this. Not there. Get rid of these end faces so that it doesn't mess up your mesh. And now hit subdivide. So that's going to add more mesh to smoothen it out. As you can see. Hit apply. And then from there, that's pretty much the tail shape we're going for. So I think I can get rid of this edge crease if I remember correctly. Maybe not. Haven't done this in a long time. Clear sharp maybe? Clear seam. No, I don't think so. Okay, anyway, that's fine. It's just gonna show up pink when we go into edit mode. So now back here, we're just gonna want to fill in these top faces. And it will give you some weird shading. So what we're gonna do is probably go back here like what we did before. And just shrink that overall. And then probably go ahead and mark it sharp. You can do this any way you feel. We can probably even just scale it in a little bit. Maybe not. We'll get back to that later. Maybe. Yeah, that looks good for now. This bottom face, you don't need to add a face back in here because that's just wasting mesh and stuff. So yeah, so that's the tail. Now there is probably some loop cuts we can get rid of that are unnecessary vertices, such as these, there, and here. So we'll delete those vertices, grab that loop cut, grab that loop cut, F3, and bridge edge loops. So there, that just got rid of unneeded vertices, which could impact performance if we're using this in a game scenario. So yeah, that's the shaping of the tail. We are going to, in another video, do the flight controls and the flight control surfaces. But that's the tail there. So 787 like so far? I think so. Now it's time to do the horizontal stabilizers, which I'm going to try using a different technique here, something that will probably be better. Should work out better at least. I just need to find a good picture of how the indent is made here. Okay, so what we're going to do is make actually going to make a circle, and we're going to rotate it. Does this circle have a face? And it does now. Poke it out a bit. Okay, so this seems to start halfway between the rudder, right about there, and we'll kind of shrink it a bit, drag this up just in front of where that stabilizer starts, bring it down a little bit, and just shape out how this indent's going to look here in the mesh. So I'm actually, that would be the dog. I'm actually just gonna I'm gonna bring some of these vertices forward to work with. So maybe a little steeper in some areas here. Because it seems like it does want to go back a decent amount here. This may not be perfect right away. It's an interesting shape. You kind of got to draw out it's almost like a fish. So I'm just thinking here. What if, okay, I know the end here is going to be flat. I think it's going to be flat. Maybe not. Let me look at another picture. I got the front shape correct. The back does actually slope up and then in. It's actually pretty much an oval for the most part. So I think what I'm going to do is just add a couple more cuts in here. And then we'll go and do some of this type of stuff. See that picture again. It's much steeper here. Than what I had before. And now it's gonna slowly come back. Kinda like that. And then I'm assuming that just kinda ends up like this. Then I'm going to do that. Maybe bring it forward slightly, a little more up. So I think that's going to be our shape. Maybe the bottom's a little different actually. Bring the bottom in a little more. Sort of like that. Okay, we'll go with this. What I'm going to do now, where's the rudder? The rudder is there. Halfway. I think that's good. So what we're going to do now is knife project that onto the airplane mesh. Knife project. So now that's kind of in there. I'm gonna bring that over to the other side too. Do the same thing. Knife project. Okay, so now that's set there for where our elevator and horizontal stabilizer is going to go. Now this could get a little weird here. I'm thinking the best way to do this is honestly getting rid of these faces. I'm kind of doing this different than how I normally would. getting rid of these faces. And then just copying all of these vertices. So yeah, we're going to copy these, kind of bring them inward. Not that much. I'm going to move it out a bit. Let's see. Move it out -0.4. More than that. -0.5. -0.55 on that side. I'm just doing this one, I have to mirror it again. And 0.55 on this side. Mirroring gets annoying, so I really don't. I'd prefer not to do that. Just select all this garbage. And then select this piece we just made. Make sure I didn't select anything on that side. Bridge the edge loops there. And then we'll just make that a face, I guess. That should work. I mean, I am trying this a different way than what I normally would, so I'm just seeing how this plays out. Could merge those vertices. There's a lot of issues going on here, though. So what we're going to do is just merge a lot of these. Oops, what did I just do? This is going to get rid of some of the creasing. Other way around. As you can see, we have some obvious creasing in the mesh. So if we do this, it's going to be better in the end. And we're just merging it so that it matches the fuselage mesh and not so much this interior stuff, so that way it doesn't mess with the shading and such that we have going on the actual fuselage, if that makes any sense. Just anything that's close to where these cuts match up. So you can see it's kind of getting rid of some of this. Slowly but surely. It's kind of complicated at times because you don't want to mess anything up. That one could go there. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do actually is merge or mirror this all back again, just so that it's consistent. So back down here we go. It did that again, didn't it? Interesting. So we're going to mirror that now. Now there is other ways you can do this. We're gonna fix that in a minute. I was just seeing if this way would work, which I think it is so far. I mean, obviously there's some stuff we could fix, but I think that's not bad for now. I wonder if I go like that. Okay, that did fix that. All of these, as far as I'm concerned, don't matter a whole lot. Up here is gonna probably mess with some stuff. So the best way we can get rid of that is... Geez, I don't even know. We could mark this sharp, but it's gonna make it stand out. That's the only problem with marking sharp, is it will do that. And if you're okay with that, actually I think I am okay with that, because judging by this picture, it does stand out. Maybe not so much there, but hold on. Let me do something here. If we take that, drag it out a little. Then what if I go like this? What if we go there? Not quite. See, I'm trying to make this a little sharper than what it... Kind of like that, actually. Okay, yeah, that'll do. And we'll just shrink that, push it in a touch. And then these cuts here are just gonna give it some roundness in towards the center. Still not too happy with that, but it shouldn't really make a huge difference with this little creasing here if you're gonna throw it in like a simulator or something. It shouldn't be very obvious once you have textures and stuff on top. So yeah. Anyway, let's get started on that stabilizer. So again, basically the same thing as the wings. Actually, pretty much the exact same. Kind of stretch it out how you want it. I don't know how big this thing is. Something like that. A little bigger. Set it to 0. Get rid of one of the sides. Oh, make a cut in the middle first. Now, I'm going to go off this for now, and then we'll just adjust it to how we did it with the side view. So, just thinking, we're actually going to make it a little bigger. Now we're going to shape it how it should actually be shaped, which can get confusing. The bottom is going to be much rounder than the top. Actually, I'm just going to shape the bottom out first, so... And this seems to kind of want to come up pretty quick. One thing about the horizontal stabilizer is you don't really know what position it's set in as far as the trim goes. So this could be trimmed down, it could be trimmed up. We don't know. We don't know what the pilots last decided. And then, of course, getting that top shape in. It's gonna be quite flat. Again, I'm kind of just guessing here. I don't know exactly what this looks like. We're going to subdivide this too. Now from here we can kind of judge how this is going to angle out. I'm just going to rotate it. There, so something like this. And then make sure you scale it. Then we're going to bring that to the point. There might be a diagram showing the width of this thing. Maybe. That one? Nope. 65 feet all the way across, so 19.81 meters. I didn't hit mirror yet. 19.81. Again, I'm going to have to scale that down so it matches. So it actually is kind of smaller. 19.81. Okay, now we can shrink that, the tip, or whatever you want to call it. Tip. Then actually, it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be more upwards. Didn't I have a diagram for this? Or I had that other picture? That's obviously up trimmed. They would have up trimmed it for the arrival. I think they're landing. What are they doing? Don't know. Probably like that. Looks good to me. Smooth shade. Now ends are a little bit. I'm going to use that method I used for the tail. Actually, that can get increased slightly. Like so. Actually, ignore that. Move it closer, because when we subdivide this, it is gonna move on us. Add more mesh. So cool. Now it's obviously much thinner. Just do something like this and rotate it. Maybe give it a little bit of a slant. Alright, and then from there we're gonna scale it down just slightly. So that, actually maybe not, it needs to come down a bit. Where does it end though? That's the question. Behind the tail, slightly in front. Looks like just behind. So yeah, something like this. Where is that in relation to that? Okay, I'm happy with that. 19 point, didn't I say 0.81? Yeah, hit scale. Oh, actually, that's not at 0. It should be at 0. Or maybe it's, I think it's Z. Yeah, because it didn't apply the rotation. That's why that wasn't lining up. Okay, so now we got some stuff to figure out. Let's look at this again. Too much. About there. Just looking at the airplane overall now. That does look good. Definitely looks good. Now we're gonna subdivide that. So again, get rid of these faces there. And there's actually not one here, I don't think. No. So we'll just get rid of that. Apply the mirror modifier. Grab an edge crease. And subdivide. Oh, apparently there is a face there. No, there's not. What just happened? Why did that do that? Can I edge crease this? Yeah, okay, that's what it is. Weird shading going on there. If I said I knew what that was, I'd be lying. Let's just hit apply and see what we can do. Maybe if we grab this inside part, mark it sharp. Yeah, okay. So that's that kind of for now. Something I want to point out is that the elevator is not going to be... Oh, that just changed shape on us. Why did that change shape? Probably because I resized it. Why did that change shape? No, nothing happened there. Alright, we'll skip back forward and then just adjust it. Okay, that was weird. Don't know what happened. We'll move that forward. Move these forward. See, now this is going to mess it all up. So let's go back to the point where we didn't apply the subdivision. You gotta grab both sides. Move that up. Now that's gonna kind of mess this up. Actually, maybe not. Hold on. Grab these edges. Grab them on this side. Hold the edge crease there. Can we apply it now? Maybe, maybe not. Increase that. And from the back. Hold on. Yeah, okay, apply it now. Now we're good. We still probably have that weird shading problem. Mark the middle sharp. Okay. Now I gotta put faces back here again. Sorry, I just went a little behind there because that issue popped up. Okay, that looks good now. So, anyways, I was saying with the elevator is that it's not actually going to line up with the fuselage. It's going to be cut out a bit. That way it can rotate. So what you can do is you can go like this. I'm actually going to have to mirror this again if I'm doing this. But then wherever the elevator is, we're just going to rotate that a little more, just so it matches up with the fuselage. So it has room to flutter and whatever. Match those up. Now we're gonna have to play with this. This is the fun part of this. So we'll have to reshape it. Based on what we just did. So kind of like this, and then from there, what you can do, might merge these. No, maybe not. No, it was fine before. Okay, so what we can do from there is grab all of these faces and basically just hit delete faces. That way you kind of have the start of your elevator, and it does have room to rotate. Mirror. Good. I'm going to leave the mirror on. That way it'll be easier for us to hop in there and do some editing on the control surfaces. Yeah, so I didn't mirror the fuselage back yet. I have no idea how this was. I think these are all triangles. I think those were all triangles. Let's see what we got. Then we'll match those up. You don't have to watch me do this if you don't want to, but yeah, let me know if you need any modeling done, and I'm gonna head out here once I'm done with this. Let me know if you need any modeling done. I'm kind of looking for some work right now involving that, involving what I'm doing here. And yeah, we'll pick up in the next video with probably the engines. Oops, I didn't want to do that. With probably the engines. Then once we have that done, we'll continue with the flight controls and such. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is where I need to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that one. Yeah, and if you want to check out my website, that would be awesome. It's mergisonmodels.yolasite.com. I'll leave a link for it down below. And you can catch me around here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see some more. And comment whatever you got on your mind, and I should probably be able to answer you fairly quickly. Yeah, that's where we're at now. It's looking good. And yeah, I'll be back in the next one with the engines.